It has been described as the forgotten All-Ireland hurling semi-final, but for Offaly and Antrim it means a place in the All-Ireland final on September 3rd. These sides met in 1985 at the same stage in Armagh, and Offaly emerged victorious by 14 points. Is it going to be different today? Well, the Antrim people are pretty confident that they can produce the shock of the year. Antrim manager Jim Nelson has announced a team that shows two changes in personnel that play Kildare in the quarter-final. Gerard Rogan is injured and is replaced by young Gary O'Kane. Terence McNaughton, who played midfield against Kildare, is switched to left corner forward to the exclusion of his cousin Denny McNaughton, while Dominic McMullen gets his chance in the crucial area at midfield. And the referee for today's All-Ireland hurling semi-final is a man from County Limerick, his name Terence Murray. And this is the Offaly side, selected by Patjo Wheelahan. The selectors make one change from the side that won the Leinster Championship a few weeks ago. Joe Dooley, an impressive second-half substitute that day, is retained in place of Danny Owens at right-half forward. Positional alterations results in Michael Dignan now operating at full forward, with Vincent Tehan taking up residence at right corner forward. The defence, despite conceding some late scores to Kilkenny, have been given a vote of confidence by the Offaly selectors. And there's Patjo Wheelahan giving a final few words of encouragement to his Offaly men. And what a decade it has been for the Offaly lads. Since 1980, they have been dominating really the Leinster hurling final scene. They have two All-Ireland titles to their credit, and today they hope to get a place in the final on September 3rd. Everything is set here in Croke Park, and may I say that for an All-Ireland hurling semi-final, the excitement is really unbelievable. The atmosphere tremendous, and it's hard to imagine that it is in fact just a semi-final. Antrim, before you joined us, won the toss and are playing from left to right against a very slight breeze. A beautiful day, and if you were in Dublin last night, you would have witnessed thunder and lightning, so it's a rather dramatic change. Referee Terence Murray looking around to see that everybody is set for this All-Ireland hurling semi-final. And certainly the atmosphere here, as I said, everybody shouting and cheering. And there's just a sample of the crowd here, absolutely packed. And we're underway, 70 minutes to decide who plays Galway or Tipperary in the 1989 All-Ireland final. This is Brian Donnelly trying to get past Ger Coughlin, still the big man. Ballycastle-McQuillan's sending it in, which Jim Troy watches carefully and then unleashes an almighty puck downfield. Down towards Joe Dooley. Played very impressively in the Leinster Championship. Well blocked down by Paul McKillen. Tries to give it to his midfield partner. It comes to Mark Corrigan. Could this be the first score? It is. After 33 seconds of play, Mark Corrigan, and he's certainly going to be the man that Antrim are going to have to watch. He scored 3-7, remember, in the Leinster hurling final. Goalkeeper Niall Patterson. Down this side, Brian Donnelly and Ger Coughlin. This is Paul McKillen battling with John Pilkington. Ahi Regan sending a ball up towards his full forward, which Niall Patterson has no problem dealing with. Goes inches to the left and wide. That's Paul McKillen from Ballycastle-McQuillan's all-star replacement in 1988. Down towards big, tall Pat Delaney. Sweeping it over to the far side to Roy Mannion. Alcan McFettridge keeping in close attention to him. For Roy Mannion, drops in a ball, and Niall Patterson watches it carefully and sends it back outfield. Corrigan being tackled by Dominic McKinley, the centre-half back. Sending it all right in towards Michael Dignan, and just goes out over the end line. There's Mark Corrigan with the knee heavily bandaged, but obviously making sure that the boots are fully operational. We have to have them because many people are expecting Antrim to produce a top-class display here in Croke Park. Here comes to Paul McKillen, inside to Kieran Barr. Can he reach it? He can't. Big lad from Belfast. Of course, Antrim's only All-Star this year. Fine hurler. He already played in the All-Ireland Club Hurling Final on St. Patrick's Day. And he's a player to watch here this afternoon. Jim Troy with the puck out. Right down towards the centre half forward, Dahi Regan. Comes to Michael Dyken. Played a fine game, created 2 goals for Mark Corrigan. This is Vincent Tillian. And once again, Antrim tried to break away. This is right half back James McNaughton. Well tackled. Declan Pilkington from Burr. Is it gone over? No, just to the left and wide. Young Declan Pilkington from Burr was on the 86 and 87 minor team and is a player to watch here as well this afternoon. Fine corner forward. Break comes down towards Paul McKillen. This is Brian Donnelly, brother of left corner back Desi. Gives it inside to Donald Armstrong, and there's a good score for Antrim. Donald Armstrong, a name synonymous with Antrim, son of the legendary Kevin, and he equalises here after just 3.5 minutes of play. So a bright start to this All-Ireland hurling semi-final. Plays his club hurling there with O'Donovan Rossa in Belfast. Over towards Joe Dooley. Gets the better this time of Leonard McKeegan. Can he finish it off? Very well played indeed by Joe Dooley. Fine player, plays his club hurling with Sir Kieran's and on the team since 1984. Well gathered indeed by young Johnny Pilkington. Sweeps it over to Joe Dooley, already causing a few problems for Leonard McKeegan. Has another go, but this time unsuccessful, so the scoreline remains the same. Offaly still leading by just 1 point. Big goalkeeper, Niall Patterson. And as you can see, a very large crowd here, absolutely packed into Croke Park. Back to the action where Joe Dooley has it once again. Sweeping play over towards Declan Pilkington, getting there ahead of the right corner back, Gary O'Kane, but he fails to capitalise on the possession. And once again, Offaly just keeping their noses in front. Michael Dyken, Terence Donnelly, a right old battle going on there this afternoon. Keep an eye on them as the tall goalkeeper, Niall Patterson. Break comes to Alton McFettridge. Broken away by Roy Mannion. This is Dahi Regan, and the linesman indicates that it's going to the boys from Antrim. Coming up to take it is left corner back Leonard McKeegan. Steady, not spectacular player. That's the score after 5.5 minutes of play. This is Dominic McMullen. On to Alton McFettridge, bursting his way through. Lovely, skillful player, but this time just off target. Alton scored 1 goal and 6 points in last year's All-Ireland semi-final, and he told me before the match he's determined to do a little bit better. Goalkeeper Jim Troy's puck out. Mighty puck out, right down the centre. Mark Corrigan, tackled by James McNaughton and Dominic McKinley. Unfairly, says Terence Murray, and an opportunity for Offaly now to stretch their lead. That's James McNaughton from Cushendall, Rory Og on the Antrim Coast Road. And certainly a fine right half back as Mark Corrigan steadies himself up. Can he make Offaly 3 points? The answer is a very definite yes. So Offaly now 3 points, Antrim 1. Niall Patterson, determined to qualify for the All-Ireland final of '89. This is Roy Mannion. He was full back actually in the Offaly minor team 3 years ago. has established himself now at right half back. As you can see, a line ball there now for the Offaly lads. Going to be taken by Joe Dooley. Younger brothers Johnny and Billy won minor and under-21 Leinster championships already this year. So the Dooley's doing well. That's well pulled on by Declan Pilkington, and actually hit off the post and goes over the end line and wide.
Come on, Brian!
So Antrim will be hoping for a little bit more action from their forwards. So far, Offaly dominating as Niall Patterson from Lochgiel Shamrocks was captain of the side that won the All-Ireland club title back in 1983. So there are players here with plenty of credentials in this All-Ireland semi-final. This is Terence McNaughton giving it back to Dominic McMullen. And just to the left and wide. Dominic, who plays his club hurling there with Lochgiel Shamrocks and came on as a sub for the match against Kildare, did very well. But here he is in an All-Ireland semi-final at number 9. Dahi Regan leaving it to Joe Dooley, trying to find Michael Dignan. Goes off Terence Donnelly's stick and out for a 65. So Joe Dooley playing a fine game so far at right half back, right half forward. And the ESB employee in Ferban doing well in this All-Ireland semi-final. Paddy Delaney from Kinnity, much loved by the Offaly supporters indeed, and they're relying on him to add a touch of experience to a very nice combination that swept their way through Leinster, and he swept that one straight over the bar. Offaly now lead by 3 points. Offaly 4 points, Antrim 1. Puck out, well pulled on indeed by Aidan McCarry. Comes inside to Martin Hannamy. Offaly's only all-star this year. Down to Dahi Regan. To Joe Dooley. Offaly half-forward line doing very well in the opening stages. Niall Patterson saying, leave it to me lads and I'll get it down the field. Well gathered by Roy Mannion. He is fouled by Dominic McMullen and free to the faithful county. Roy Mannion taking it himself. But as you can see, just to the right and wide, scoreline remains the same. Remember that when the sides met in the National Hurling League, Antrim were successful not once but twice. And because of that, are very confident coming to Croke Park here this afternoon. Paul McKillen getting it on to Elton McFetridge. Pulling in it gently and just again to the right and wide. So Alcan McFetridge will be disappointed with that last effort, but it was worth having a go at least. As Jim Troy, you may notice that the Offaly players are wearing black armbands, and that is of course as a result of the tragic death of Seamus Coughlin, brother of Ger in America, and we here pass on our deepest sympathy indeed to the Coughlin family and to the people of Kinnity. On to take this line ball is Johnny Pilkington, the baby of the team, and they give him quite a hard time over it as well. 19 years of age, but it's a fine cut right in around the house. Michael Dignan, everybody there, so too is Vincent Tehan, gets it out. Far as Joachim Kelly, well blocked indeed by James McNaughton. Still Joachim Kelly. Over here, all alone, is Joe Dooley, but he can't reach it and goes out over the wide. Joachim Kelly from Lusma, a PE instructor in the Garda Training Centre in Templemore. And before the match, he was really geared up for this semi-final. He wants to play in an All-Ireland final in 1989. Sweeping it over towards Terence McNaughton. Ger Coughlin getting a hurley to it. Brian Donnelly is there with him. Sweeps it out of the danger area and out over the line. There's Joachim once again, ordering his forces around, making sure everything is ready. Is this line ball going to be taken by Leonard McKeegan? Didn't actually play last year in the Antrim side. But, has made the left half-back position his own now. This is Paul McKillen. Tall, 6'1" lad. Jim Troy there, vigilant as ever. Down towards Leonard McKeegan. Trying to get past Dahi Regan. And referee Terence Murray maintaining that he was fouled by the Offaly lads, and a line ball for Antrim. Antrim need a score now. They're not going to get one on this occasion, as that one goes harmlessly once again to the left and wide. Jim Troy, board Namono official, and plays with Lusma. Well gathered by Dahi Regan. And that is a marvellous score. Puts Offaly now 4 points ahead, and a scoreline of 5 points to 1. Niall Patterson got a special word of encouragement from Cardinal O'Fee just before the game started in the dressing room. So the Antrim lads not alone physically prepared for this match, but spiritually as well. This is right cornerback Gary O'Kane making his championship debut. Down to Paddy Delaney. Paul McKillen gathering it. The bricklayer from Ballycastle bursting his way through. This is Brian Donnelly. Back to McKillen. Ger Coughlin. Stalemate this side. This is Johnny Pilkington getting there ahead of Dominic McKinley. And Offaly sweep back upfield. Gary O'Kane from Dunloy is there, so too is Ger Coughlin. It certainly is being played at a fairly fast pace, and unfortunately for Offaly, not able to capitalise on the possession there. So the scoreline remaining the same at 5 points to 1. The interesting thing about Niall Patterson is that when Loughlin Shamrocks won the All-Ireland club title, they beat St. Rynagh's of Offaly. This is Dominic McMullen giving it inside to Terence McNaughton. Jim Troy just getting the hurl into it, but it goes over the bar. Good score for Antrim. And Antrim now just 3 points behind. Keeping in touch, the Antrim lads. And there's the man who scored it, Terence McNaughton. So there's Terence gathering possession, looking at the target. Jim Troy just keeping an eye on it, wind off the post and over the bar. Joe Dooley trying to respond to that point by Terence McNaughton, and he does. Oh, great score by Joe Dooley. Offaly 6 points, Antrim 2. And a fine score, good reply to the Antrim score. Break comes down towards Dahi Regan. Joe Dooley there once again. Mark Corrigan using all his experience. This time cut out by the Antrim defence. Easy one from Donald Armstrong into Jim Troy. As Offaly try to get the ball in towards Michael Dignan. Looking for a little bit of help and support. Has a go himself. And yet again another wide for Offaly. That is in fact their 10th wide so far. We now have 16 minutes gone in the first half. Still leading by 4 points. Niall Patterson. Dropping it in towards his centre half forward, Aidan McCarry. This is Paul McKillen. Giving it outside. Oh, beautifully cut out there by John Pilkington. Down towards James McNaughton, cousin of the corner forward Terence. Having a battle with Mark Corrigan. Johnny Pilkington adding to it. Coming down to gather it here is Terence Donnelly. Michael Dignan doing well. giving it outside to Mark Corrigan. They have a right combination going, these two. But Mark just seemed to slip as he was hitting that one. So Offaly increased their tally now in terms of wides to 11, but still lead by 6 points to 2. Niall Patterson once again being kept busy with these puckouts. Pat Delaney getting there in front, gathering the rebound, giving it back to Ger Coughlin. Trying to gather it there is Declan Pilkington to the far side, but this time Leonard McKeegan gets there first. This is Dominic McKinley from Lochgiel Shamrocks, known to his pals as Woody. He gives it inside to Paul McKillen, being tackled by Pat Delaney. Still McKillen, he's in front of goal and he puts it over the bar. A vital score for Antrim. Offaly 6 points, Antrim 3, and certainly that is exactly what Antrim needed, as Aidan McCarry there burst his way through and sent it over the bar. Good score. To Achim Kelly. Intended pass to Joe Dooley didn't work. Has to try again. This is John Pilkington. These Antrim lads are tackling in numbers. They may be trailing, but they're still confident. Michael Dignan blocked, comes into Joe Dooley, and Niall Patterson comes out to execute a fine clearance. Ger Coughlin happy to see it go out over the line. And certainly Croke Park looking absolutely resplendent, and the two teams here showing great sportsmanship. Not a foul stroke can be seen so far. It's early days. We still have 19 minutes gone in the first half. That one drops down, comes to Declan Pilkington, but just pulls in it to the right and wide. Declan, still a young lad as well. 86 and 87 minor team, came on to the senior side only last year, and the dairy farmer from Burr establishing himself now as one of the future stars for Offaly, as Antrim try to get back into this match. This is Terence McNaughton getting it inside to Alcan McFetridge. Aidan Fogarty right beside him, giving it across to Donald Armstrong. And that's another point. A white flag flowing gently as Antrim keep in touch, and now only just 2 points between the sides. Alcan McFetridge at the far side worked hard for it. He swept it across to Donald Armstrong, better known as a footballer actually, but that was a beautiful strike over the bar. Dahi Regan trying to get inside to Michael Dignan. Terence Donnelly stumbling over it. This is Joe Dooley in fact. And Antrim with their backs to the wall. And for a little bit of chopping there by the Offaly player, Antrim can lift the siege to this free. Desi Donnelly leaving it to his goalkeeper Niall Patterson. He's a lead guitarist with Leanne Raviera, country western and pop band, and they'll be singing tonight if Antrim qualify for the All-Ireland final. Pat Delaney, it's behind you. This is Paul McKillen getting it up to try and find Kieran Barr. Brian Donnelly is there. Alcan McFetridge leaving it. Eugene Coughlin going all the way back to the danger man Mark Corrigan. Still Mark Corrigan from Kinnity, leading his side by example, but that occasion the pass not a very good one, and Antrim once again get it out towards Dominic McKinley, 29 years of age, vice captain of the side, to Kieran Barr, and all of a sudden this match is coming alive here in Croke Park as Kieran Barr sends it in towards Alcan McFetridge, gone in at right corner forward, left corner forward in fact. Aidan Fogarty dispossessed. This is Terence McNaughton, and dropping a ball in which Jim Troy gathers and delivers it down towards his half-forward line. Michael Dignan trying to get past Terence Donnelly. Desi Donnelly there as well. It comes to Joe Dooley, sending one in, which Niall Patterson is happy to bat out. Oh, it's heartwarming stuff so far, anyway. And we're still only 22 minutes gone in the first half. This is James McNaughton. down towards Donald Armstrong. Kieran Barr moved out around the centre of the field. This is Armstrong. His father played in the 1943 All-Ireland hurling final, and he's determined to follow in his father's footsteps. This is Paul McKillen. Was a star performer against Kilkenny 2 years ago, and he's looking great in training, according to the manager Jim Nelson. That's one for the sky, all right, but it drops down out over the end line and wide. But Alcan McFetridge not really agreeing with the umpire, but the scoreline remains the same. Offaly just leading by 2 points. And look at that crowd. Tipperary, and indeed I would imagine with some of those colours, Clare people there as well. Happy that they're now in their very first All-Ireland minor hurling final. This is Joachim Kelly. Being blocked there by Dominic McMullen. Coming in to help is Aidan McCarry. This is Michael Dignan. Bank official in Selbridge dropping one in, which Terence Donnelly is there, so too is Vincent Tehan, and goes out over the line, and yet again another wide. That's 13 wides now for Offaly at the moment. There's Vincent Tehan from Coolderry, made his debut last year, and in fact was the captain of the UCD that lost the Fitzgibbon Cup final earlier in the season. Paddy Delaney knocking it down towards Dahi Regan, and he's a welcome return to the Offaly side. Had to immigrate because of unemployment, but now makes a welcome return to this Offaly side. Referee Terence Murray indicating a free to Antrim as James McNaughton waits anxiously. Antrim playing with great heart and determination. A real attacking half-back. Plays his club hurling there with Cushendall, Rory Og. And certainly the farmer from Cushendall doing well. He has his hands full, of course, marking Mark Corrigan. Kieran Barr, they'll be looking for something inspirational for him. Now, this time, the radar now working just to the right. And that means that Antrim now have a total of 7 wides as Kieran Barr apologises there to his teammates. Jim Troy with the puck out. His brother John, minor and under-21 keeper with Offaly this season. They've won the Leinster title, so it's a goalkeeping family. As Johnny Pilkington looks at the post and sends it sweetly over the bar. Good score by Johnny Pilkington. Would you believe he was only an Offaly minor last year, and the agricultural science student in UCG performing splendidly for Offaly. Niall Patterson sending it over towards Pat Delaney once again, dominant at centre half back, and the break so vital. And certainly Pat Delaney is contributing to a number of those breaks. And Michael Dignan guilty there of a foul, says referee Terence Murray. Paul McKillen has the height, has he the accuracy? A beautiful point by Paul McKillen. Antrim narrow the gap even more. Certainly this may have looked upon as a starter to the main menu, and the starter is looking very good indeed so far, really providing great entertainment. The break again, and Offaly always seem to be first to that break. Vincent Tehan from Coolderry getting past Desi Donnelly. Desi sticking to his task. Still Vincent Tehan getting it across to this side. Paul McKillen getting a hurley to it. This is Kieran Barr. An almighty puck upfield. Switching from defence into the attack. Donald Armstrong causing a few problems for Martin Hanneman. This is Brian Donnelly trying to get past Aidan Fogarty. Half blocked. Alcan McFetridge battling hard. And that will go out over the end line and wide. After all that hard work, a rather disappointment for the Antrim lads. Brian Donnelly, an accountant based in Belfast, and a fine hurler. An easy ball for Gary O'Kane. on the under-21 hurling team. They'll play Offaly in 2 weeks in the All-Ireland under-21 hurling semi-final. Johnny Pilkington. An easy one indeed for Terence Donnelly. From Ballycastle McQuillans, described as the next parish to Iceland if you ignore Rathlin Island. Beautiful description. Kieran Barr. Down towards Brian Donnelly. Dropping one in towards Alcon McFettridge. Marvellously caught. Jim Troy, surely a penalty. It has to be. No question whatsoever. Oh, marvellous fielding by Alcon McFettridge. The man from Armoy plays junior hurling with Glen Rovers in Belfast as Brian Donnelly tried to get past Eugene Coughlin. It was a high ball, but look at Alcon McFettridge. Marvellous fielding. Jim Troy unceremoniously bringing him down, and that has to be a penalty.
Oh, Jimmy, the only two fellas here.
Oh dear. Well, this could well turn the tide as Jim Troy organises his defence, and the man who's going to take it is Aidan McCarry from Lochgiel Shamrocks, known to all his pals as Beaver. Beaver McCarry up against Jim Troy, Aidan Fogarty and Eugene Coughlin. Fogarty, Troy and Coughlin against McCarry from Lochgiel. He's going for goal and he's got it! Beaver McCarry has done it for Antrim. Antrim 1 goal and 5, Offaly 7 points. Just watch this again. It was a rocket. Low, hard and right into the corner. Well, the people might have come to Croke Park to watch Galway and Tipperary, but this could well turn out to be a thriller as Niall Patterson dropped it. He put up his hurley and it's a goal for Offaly. Well, what a turnaround. Vincent Tehan has put Offaly back in front. Well, she certainly is happy. She was worried for a second, but then Vincent Tehan turned up as Niall Patterson batted it down. Let's go back to that particular goal. The ball came in, you can see Niall Patterson putting up his hurley. He was going over the bar, dropped down, and there was Vincent Tehan waiting to just send it home. Back to the action, and Desi Donnelly just putting it out for a line ball. Vincent Tehan, the man who put Offaly back in front, from Coolderry, in the same club as the late great Pat Carroll. Right half back Roy Mannion from St. Ryna's. Marvellous cut. Niall Patterson just took his eye off it and out for a 65. Well, it certainly is great excitement. There it is, Offaly 1-7, Antrim 1-5, and it's a rip-roaring encounter. And we have 5 minutes left in the first half as the big lad from Kennedy, Pádraig Delaney, comes up to take this 65. He didn't play in the league, but he played in the playoff against Antrim, and they will remember him on that occasion, but they'll be thankful to him on this particular time because he sent that to the left and wide. Niall Patterson. He certainly will regret putting up that hurley. It was sailing over the bar, and it brought Offaly back into the match. Ger Coughlin, cleverly, back to Martin Hanamy. And referee overruling his linesman. I think even the linesman agreed that he made a mistake, and a line ball for Offaly. Ger Coughlin from Kennedy. Participated in every single championship success for Offaly during the 1980s. Sweeps it over towards Joachim Kelly. An easy one for Niall Patterson. And back up the field it goes. Kieran Barr knocking it down towards his centre half forward. This is Paul McKillen. Brian Donnelly, Alcon McFettridge, and Eugene Coughlin having the time to gather the ball. Plays his club hurling with Sir Kieran's, who won the Offaly Club Championship for the very first time last year. He's more anxious now to get into an All-Ireland final. Look at this, Roy Mannion. Won an All-Ireland minor 3 years ago, and he's going for glory again. But he deserves success because he worked very hard indeed. A fine point for Offaly, a fine point for Roy Mannion. Offaly leading now by 3 points. Terence McNaughton just barely ever keeping it in. To Alcon McFetridge, back to Terence McNaughton. Aidan McCarry. And it's gone over the bar. Antrim keeping in touch and now just trailed by 2 points as we now have just 2 minutes, in fact, left to the half-time whistle. Dahi Regan, a little bit of experience showing there, just waiting for the break. Declan Pilkington from a difficult angle, and he swings it over the bar. Good score by Declan Pilkington, and that's his first score of the afternoon. Break comes down towards Aidan McCarry, sweeping it up to Kieran Barr. Intercepted by Johnny Pilkington. Pulled on magnificently there by Joachim Kelly. I'd love to see that first time pulling. This is John Pilkington again, fouled by the Antrim lad. And referee Terence Murray having a little word with him to keep things a little bit cool here. And Paddy Delaney going to take this free, just outside his own 45-metre line. And drops one in around the house. Niall Patterson coming out to gather and does so superbly. Gives it down towards Paul McKillen. Antrim need a score coming up to the half-time whistle. But Joachim Kelly is having none of it. It looks good. It is good. Offaly 110, Antrim 1-6. And we're now within the last minute of the first half. Puck out comes down towards Kieran Barr, Paddy Delaney, and in fact there it is, exactly on time, and at half time here at Croke Park in the first game between Antrim and Offaly. Offaly lead by 1 goal and 10 points to Antrim's 1-6. But we've had a marvellous entertaining first half, and Antrim, despite trailing, are keeping in touch, and with a little bit more passion and fire up front, they could well indeed be in line for the shock. But Offaly doing well and looking good with a 4-point lead at half-time. And referee Terence Murray making sure that all the mentors are off the field as he waits to start the second half. 35 minutes to decide who plays Galway or Tipperary on the 3rd of September 1989. It's all to play for, and away we go. Paul McKillen getting the first strike in the second half. Martin Hannamy managing to get a hurley to it, and a line ball for Antrim. And the carpenter from the Banagher Cloughan area plays club hurling with St. Rynagh's, great club in Offaly, and a very useful footballer as well, but concentrates on hurling. Paul McKillen taking the line ball, not one of his very best, and it comes down towards Mark Corrigan, crossing it to Joe Dooley, well gathered despite the attention of Leonard McKeegan. This is Declan Pilkington battling hard. James McNaughton there, turns Donnelly, and back to James McNaughton, and he gets the free on this occasion, and Antrim try to turn defence back into the attack. According to the Offaly manager, or the Antrim manager, sorry, this young fella is their best player so far. He's having a hard battle against Mark Corrigan this afternoon. It's Paddy Delaney. Up towards the left corner back there, Desi Donnelly. And tomorrow he takes on Ger Cunningham in the Putt Fada in the Cooley Mountains. And he'll be anxious to go to Cooley Mountains with a place in the All-Ireland hurling final. and he can hit it quite long indeed. And well blocked by the Offaly defence. They're under a little bit of pressure. This is Terence McNaughton trying to get past Roy Mannion. Jim Troy takes off the hat as the ball drops in. Comes back out to Kieran Barr. Oh! A fine point. A fine point indeed by Kieran Barr. Graduated it last June with a degree in physics in Antrim, but certainly a man that's going to be moving residence very shortly to Dublin, taking up employment with an accountancy firm. As you can see it there, ball came down as we rejoin the action. In fact, this is left half-back Leonard McKeegan giving it to Dominic McKinley, and Antrim playing with great confidence. Kieran Barr going back to help his half-back line. Well gathered by Aidan Fogarty. A low ball for Joe Dooley to run onto. Just taking his eye off it for a moment, but he manages to get it into the man who plays his hurling now with Dublin Falks, Dahi Regan. He loses out to Gary O'Kane. This is Paul McKillen. Well blocked by John Pilkington. Back to Dooley. And Niall Patterson quite happy to see it just go to the left of his post. So Offaly now with a total of 15 wides. And maybe they may regret those at the end of the 70 minutes. As Terence McNaughton drops one over the bar. That's a lovely point by Terence McNaughton, known in Antrim as Sambo. A determined man from Cushendall, Rory Oak. Played left half back in the All-Ireland semi-final, as you can see there. Terence sending it just over the bar. A good score for Antrim. Back to the action. And Antrim surely now inspired by the fact that they're keeping in close touch here with these Offaly lads who powered their way through Leinster. As Paddy Delaney looking anxious. In the background there you can see Pat Joe Whelan and Andy Gallagher and the Offaly selectors trying to encourage their men to another All-Ireland final. And a small little bit of holding there by the Antrim lads. The referee Terence Murray was going to give advantage, but then obviously wasn't going their way, and an opportunity now for Offaly to stretch their lead. This is Mark Corrigan, has 2 points to his credit already, going for point number 3, and an easy one for the man from Kinnitty. Offaly 111, Antrim 1-8. Captain encouraging his colleagues on the field to try and get their act together. Let's put these Antrim boys away. Well blocked by Joachim Kelly. Out to John Pilkington. Trying to find his brother. Desi Donnelly coming across to clear the danger. Centre half back Dominic McKinley. Despite being held there, was willing to keep going, but he got the free. And he puts it down for Desi Donnelly to take it. First cousin of the full-back, Desi. To Ger Coughlin of Offaly. Joachim Kelly. With Dominic McMullen chasing after him. The referee not pleased with the challenge by the Antrim lad. And this going to be taken by Roy Mannion. Dominic McMullen from Lochiel Shamrocks. Roy Mannion is free, aimed at John Pilkington. Not well hit by Dominic McMullen. Joachim Kelly gets as far as Michael Dignan, who's moved out to left half forward. This is Leonard McKeegan. And referee Terence Murray not pleased that that was a shoulder-to-shoulder, hip-to-hip challenge, and referee Terence Murray gives the free to Antrim. Totally mishit there by the left half-back. Comes however to Paul McKillen, well hooked by Joachim Kelly. John Pilkington sweeping it up towards the goal scorer, Vincent Tehan. Desi Donnelly right beside him, goes off the Offaly man, line ball for Antrim. Desi Donnelly has played nearly everywhere, in fact, for Antrim. 2 years ago was a corner forward. Now he's a corner back. Joe Dooley can make it. Dominic McKinley can. Coming out to Gary O'Kane. Well blocked by the Offaly lads. Joe Dooley sweeping it up towards Mark Corrigan. Desi Donnelly getting it down towards Kieran Barr. Antrim will really look to this man to try and inspire them now in the second half. And Antrim determined in this second half as the Offaly mentors look on anxiously. There's a sub coming on now for Offaly. That is Paddy Corrigan, and he won an All-Ireland senior medal in 1985. And so he comes on instead of the goal scorer Vincent Tehan. So this is Ger Coughlin in towards Mark Corrigan. Declan Pilkington being held. The referee waves play on. And eventually it's James McNaughton who manages to squeeze himself out and deliver a ball down towards Aidan McCarry. Easily cut up by Joachim Kelly. Dominic McMullen gathering the break. Beautiful turn. Sweeps it in towards the danger area. Eugene Coughlin happy to just get it out anywhere. Going after it is Brian Donnelly. Ger Coughlin gets there first. Still Donnelly battling hard. This is Alcan McFetridge. Oh, it's a right old Titanic struggle inside there. Sweeps it across. Roy Mannion guarding it, but he slips at a danger time. This is Terence McNaughton. Cross to Aidan McCarry. And Antrim surely now have an opportunity to draw a little bit closer to the Offaly lads. And referee Terence Murray having none of the criticism being hurled at him there by Paddy Delaney, as Aidan McCarry, who took that marvellous penalty in the first half, he's a bricklayer and has a pig farm as well, would you believe, in Lougheil. And there you can see Aidan McCarry being tackled there and going down, and the resultant free going to be taken by Alcan McFetridge, known as Clute to his friends, and a replacement all-star earlier this year as well. This is Alcan. Now Offaly have nightmares about this particular chap, because when they met in the league he scored the goal that forced the relegation playoff, and indeed many of his colleagues in the All-Star Tour maintained that he was the best man on the tour. Here's Alcan McFetridge over the bar, and that means that Antrim now are just 2 points behind on a scoreline of Offaly 111, Antrim 19. And anxious supporters there looking on as they are thoroughly enjoying this All-Ireland semi-final. This is Joachim Kelly. Easily cut up by Dominic McKinley. Sweeping play up as Martin Hannamy tells Ger Coughlin, I'll get there first. And he certainly did, but was fouled in the process, and a free for Paddy Delaney of Kinnity once again. Delaney dropping it in towards Mark Corrigan. James McNaughton is there first. Dominic McKinley trying to help him out. Gary O'Kane down towards Kieran Barr. Ger Coughlin right beside him. Aimed for Donald Armstrong. And Alcan not quite able to reach that one, and Jim Troy happy to just see it go out over the end line. Aidan McCarry and Pat Delaney. Great battle between the centre half back and centre forward. Oh, beautifully dispossessed there by Dominic McMullen. Oh, great fighting spirit too, though, by Johnny Pilkington. This is Gary O'Kane. Hard to imagine that he's making his debut for Antrim. Terence McNaughton blocked by Roy Mannion. This is Alcan McFetridge. Aidan Fogarty. And that's an Offaly line ball. And the man that's going to take this line ball is Roy Mannion. as Aidan Fogarty keeps an eye on Alcan McFetridge. John Pilkington. Good stuff by Desi Donnelly. The atmosphere electric, and it certainly is very warm as well for these young hurlers as they battle it out. Just the game picking up a little bit in tempo as James McNaughton responds to the encouragement from the crowd here. Drops the ball down towards the corner forward Alcan McFetridge. Yes! That's the goal that Antrim needed. Alcan McFetridge, flute as he's known to his fans, has put Antrim ahead after almost 13 minutes of play in the second half. Just keep an eye on this man, Alcan, turning his back. The ball broke to Alcan McFetridge, and Clute, because he's a Cathode, took one eye at the goal and rammed it into the right corner of the net. Now we have a match here in Croke Park. James McNaughton, lovely, stylish hurler. Down towards Kieran Barr and Ger Coughlin. And the big, tall man from O'Donovan Rossa fouling the Offaly left half back, and a free up for the faithful county once again. Pat Joe Wheelahan having a word with Martin Hannamy. It's hot. The tension is really something else here in Croke Park. Offaly expected a hard tussle here this afternoon. Many neutrals were just seeing them as hot favourites to reach the All-Ireland final. Mark Corrigan has a pile blaster. Paddy Corrigan is there. Desi Donnelly. And here comes Paul McKillen. Getting past Declan Pilkington. This is Aidan McCarry. This is Antrim on the attack. They are responding. They want that All-Ireland final place. He took his eye off it, but he gets it back. Great determination. Can he finish it off? He can! Magic from McCarry. Yes, indeed. Every neutral here in Croke Park, I think, are responding to the heart and determination from Antrim. Aidan McCarry with his second point of the afternoon. He now has 1-2 to his credit. This is Paul McKillen. It really is being put up to Offaly here. And Paul McKillen taking too many steps with the ball gives possession away to Offaly, and they've got to respond now to the challenge. Mark Corrigan comes up to take it. 3 points to his credit, going for his 4th and Offaly's 12th. Antrim leading by 2 points. Mark steadying himself. It's low, and Niall Patterson. Ah, yes, he will be singing an Antrim delight. Kieran Barr responding to the tremendous heart by his colleagues. This is Dominic McMullen. Paddy Delaney coming across to deprive him of possession, and the Antrim lad guilty there of pulling dangerously on the Offaly lad, and a free up to Offaly. May I remind you that the score 2-10 for Antrim, 1-11 for Offaly, and 15 minutes gone in the second half. James McNaughton going back to clear his lines. Ball breaks back towards Eugene Coughlin. Coming out to meet it is the centre half back, but Dahi Regan gathers possession, but the referee has blown his whistle and gives a free to Offaly on the Antrim 65-metre line. And in fact, Dominic McKinley is being spoken to there by the referee, and he's a tough centre half back, maybe not spectacular, but doing well at the central position here in the Antrim defence. There's his opposite number, Paddy Delaney, just a few metres inside the Antrim 65. And that has gone to the right and wide. Unbelievably, but Offaly now have 16 wides here in this semi-final. I said it in the first half, and I'll say it again, they could well regret that tally at the end of 70 minutes. The question, as we now have just 19 minutes left in this match, will the Glens of Antrim be singing to the sounds of victory tonight? Olcan McFetridge has a bit of space and he capitalises on it. That is a marvellous score. The man from Armoy has put Antrim now even further ahead. 3 points separate the sides. Look at that for determination. Here we have it again. Olcan McFetridge getting past Pat Delaney. He made space for himself. He looked at the target and look at that. Straight over Jim Troy's crossbar. Aidan McCarry having a tussle with Joe Dooley. Gets there first. Trying to get it inside towards Michael Dygnan. Got back in to the edge of the square. Calling outside is Paddy Corrigan. Tries to do the fancy stuff and gives it to Joe Dooley. Punished for it by the Antrim defence. Back to Joachim Kelly. Sweeping play over towards Mark Corrigan. Chasing after him as if his life depended on it is there James McNaughton. Mark Corrigan. His leadership now will be vital as he bursts his way through. Still Mark Corrigan. He takes too many steps and it's a free out to Antrim. Oh dear, we have everything here in this semi-final. Terence Murray. Mark Corrigan was looking for a foul there and was indicating to the referee that he was pulled, but referee Terence Murray having none of it. A big lad from Lochiel in North Antrim, halfway between Belfast and Ballycastle. And certainly this bachelor from Lochiel, who had a special word, as I said, with Cardinal O'Fee. Cardinal O'Fee obviously a great fan of the man, as referee Terence Murray is telling the goalkeeper to continue on, puck the ball out. Ger Coughlin is there, so too is Aidan McCarry, and he holds onto the ball and a free up for Offaly. Oh dear, we certainly have had great excitement here as Offaly have introduced a substitute. In fact, Danny Owens, and many people might not know about Danny, that he won an All-Ireland Colleges football medal with Carmelite College Mode a few years ago. Better known as a hurler, as Offaly now, the Leinster champions, are in trouble, but they still have plenty of time. Ger Coughlin to Paddy Corrigan. On to John Pilkington. Dropping one in towards Dahi Regan. Offaly making wholesale changes. This is Joe Dooley, and over the bar. Good score by Joe Dooley, as they narrow the gap now to just 2 points. Let's take a look at this again. It was fine skill by Joe Dooley, got past Terence Donnelly, and from a rather difficult angle, flighted it over the bar. Huge puck out by Niall Patterson. It comes down to Brian Donnelly. Can they respond? Yes! Good sign of a team when they can respond to a point by their opposition, and Brian Donnelly has made it now just 3 points again. They're not going to give up this match very easily. Look at the crowd, they're absolutely amazed by this intriguing semi-final. Paddy Corrigan, in fact Joachim Kelly it was, and he put it up, and a line ball to Antrim. It's going to be taken just here in front of us by Dominic McMullen, the bearded lad from Lochiel. Not a very good one. Terence McNaughton having to battle hard, can't keep it in, and a line ball once again for Offaly. 15 minutes left in the All-Ireland semi-final. Terence McNaughton, a face full of concentration and tension, as right half-back Roy Mannion takes this line ball. Trying to find Joe Dooley. Dahi Regan and Terence Donnelly. Regan trying to gather it in the hand. Goes all the way across to Paddy Corrigan. Danny Owens, the blonde-haired lad. John Pilkington, and that goes out harmlessly. In fact, the referee and the umpire saw something there, and they saw that it was off an Antrim hurley. 65-metre free. So this third 65-metre free for Offaly. Paddy Delaney to take it. John Pilkington calling for a quick one. There he is, quickly to be joined there by the Antrim lads. This is Joe Dooley. Oh dear. I don't think that Joe will be too pleased with that. Make that 17 wides, but certainly the concentration and the effort really being put into question here now as Antrim put it up to these Offaly lads. And by God, there's a lot of talking points about this one, isn't there? A mighty puck out. Alcan McFettridge gaining possession for a dangerous pull there by the Antrim lad. It's a free out to Offaly. Jim Troy coming up to take it. Brian Donnelly there claiming his innocence. The goalkeeper trying to get his forwards going. Paddy Corrigan not getting it. This is Aidan McCarry. It's high. Oh, it is beautiful. Definitely the Glens of Antrim are alive. Marvellous score by Aidan McCarry. Antrim 213, Offaly 112. And that makes his tally for the afternoon 1 goal and 3 points. Kieran Barr leaving it to Paul McKillen. Paddy Delaney all alone at the far side is Paddy Corrigan. This is Danny Owens. Well tackled, and in fact the referee has given the free, and referee Terence Murray up with the play. He's done a good job here this afternoon. Antrim are introducing Danny McNaughton, brother of the right half back James, and he picked up a knee injury against Kildare, and that's why he wasn't on the first team. But Danny McNaughton, a great lad indeed, a fine hurler, comes on. And the man who's going off, in fact, is Dominic McMullen. While we go back to the action, Dahi Regan trying to pull in it. It's hard hurling in there. It's not the place for the weak-hearted, as James McNaughton's shot is blocked down by Danny Owens. Right across, Joe Dooley underneath it. Desi Donnelly there too. Good clearance, right down the middle. Offaly dominant now around the centre of the field as Roy Mannion, well hooked indeed by Danny McNaughton. Coming in to help him is Declan Pilkington. Roy Mannion again, Aidan McCarry right beside him. Joe Dooley keeping it in. Fantastic there, stuff right across the goal and nobody there. This is John Pilkington bursting his way right in along the end line and out for a 65. Well, there's so many talking points here. It's really heartwarming to see this All-Ireland semi-final. Here you can see it again. This is John Pilkington bursting his way past Paul McKillen. He kept going along the end line as James McNaughton came in and out it went for a 65. This is the actual 65. The white flag has been raised and the teams are a little bit closer. Paddy Delaney the scorer. Antrim 213, Offaly 113. Brian Donnelly with Martin Hanamy. Coolness personified, giving it out to Ger Coughlan. Danny Owens in the thick of it. A race for Terence Donnelly and Dahi Regan. Joe Dooley gets a hurley to it. Back to Dahi Regan. And that's a good score. Offaly are responding to the challenge. Dahi Regan's second point makes it now 213 to 114. Dahi Regan just keeping Offaly in this semi-final and bridging the gap. Referee Terence Murray there spotting a foul as the sun shines brightly here in Croke Park. And Martin Hanamy there, the guilty party I think. And this free to consolidate Antrim's lead. Alcan McFettridge, he scored a goal and 2 points already. He's going for his third point. And he's got it. Antrim, 2 goals and 14 points. Offaly, 1 goal and 14. And certainly people now, for the very first time, beginning to believe that this All-Ireland semi-final could well result in a victory for Antrim. Pat Joe Wheelahan having a word with the referee, bringing in a substitute. They're actually taking off Declan Pilkington as Jim Troy delays the puck out. We have 8 minutes left in the All-Ireland semi-final. This is Paul McKillen, Ger Coughlin getting a hurley to it. Over to this side, a race for Paddy Corrigan and Leonard McKeegan from Cushendall, Rory Oak. Terence McNaughton gathering it superbly and unleashes an almighty ball in towards Jim Troy's goal, and Jim escorts it out over the end line. And Offaly, as Jim Troy takes the puck out, have introduced another substitute, Brian Wheelahan, who is the son of manager Pat Joe, as Danny Owens tries to get that ball up to his full forward line. Danny Owens guilty of actually just pleading his innocence that he actually kept it in. But the referee has indicated that he wants to throw a ball here between 2 players. As referee Terence Murray has a word with Danny. Anxiety in the Offaly camp. Joachim Kelly and Dominic McKinley. And a line ball to Antrim. Coming up to take it is left corner back Desi Donnelly. The architect from Ballycastle sends it in to Paul McKillen. Being tackled by John Pilkington. Ger Coughlin first to the ball. It delays with it as Brian Donnelly comes in. Gets actually Kieran Barr. Getting it inside this time to Brian Donnelly. Antrim fighting for every ball. Offaly just not able to get their act together. Ball comes into Malcolm McFetridge. Yes! Magic McFetridge. A goal for Antrim, which puts them 2 goals in front. This could well be the shock of the year. Dare I say it, the shock of the decade. Malcolm McFetridge has done it for Antrim. Watch this again. Kieran Barr sent it into Brian Donnelly. A high ball, right in around. In came Malcolm McFetridge, on the ground, 1 knee, hit it in, and bang, Antrim 2 goals in front. Just outside the Antrim 45-metre line, a free for Offaly. Paddy Delaney satisfied to tap it over the bar, and that's his 3rd point of the afternoon. Antrim 3-14, Offaly 1-14, 1-15 rather. Even the excitement is getting to me now. Look at those faces, they just can't believe it. Ball down towards Kieran Barr. Big lad causing a problem for Ger Coughlin. In comes Aidan McCarry. This could well be it. Yes! Oh, I don't believe it. A rocket that has put Antrim surely into the All-Ireland hurling final of 1989. Well, what a magnificent goal. Can you believe that scoreline? Here's Kieran Barr. He really has sent in some dangerous balls in there as Aidan McCarry came in and unleashed an almighty shot. Jim Troy had no chance. Oh, look at that heart. Aidan McCarry now and Malcolm McFetridge, would you believe, have scored 2 goals and 3 points each as Paul McKillen takes this free. Not a very good one. Eugene Coughlin. This is Tahi Regan having to go back, and he's the centre half forward. He was up in the full forward position a moment ago. Offaly mentors trying to make positional switches all over the place. Brian Wheelahan battling hard, trying to get inside the right half back James McNaughton, and marvellous fielding by Desi Donnelly, and he's fouled in the process. The referee not allowing advantage, and he has in fact called up the play. We have 4 minutes left in the All-Ireland hurling semi-final, and that is the score. Antrim 4 goals and 14 points. That's a total of 26. Offaly 115, a total of 18. Niall Patterson, who probably mightn't be seen in Antrim for a week if they win this one. The ball comes down towards Kieran Barr, Paul McKillen, Aidan McCarry. This is Dominic McKinley. High and gloriously over the bar. They're playing inspirational stuff. Well, many Antrim people just cannot believe it. And certainly a marvellous encounter. Jim Nelson, PJ O'Mullen, Peter Finn, Dan Turley, and would you believe one man who is synonymous with Limerick and Wexford hurling, Brother O'Grady, has played a significant part in the backroom team of this Antrim side. But they're not there yet. Danny Owens giving it inside to John Pilkington, trying to burst his way through and out over the end line and wide. I remind you that there are 3 minutes left in this All-Ireland semi-final, and Antrim still leading by 3 clear goals. That's how they look on the Hill 16. They are totally bewildered. They are amazed. As for the very first time since 1943, Antrim are on the road to the All-Ireland hurling final. This is Donal Armstrong. Oh, just inches wide. Kieran Barr with Ger Coughlin. And certainly the man who will be getting married to Lynn Carolyn from Navan in County Meath in October. Well, it could well be cancelled if Antrim get to this All-Ireland final. It's great stuff. And it's exactly really, I suppose, the neutral followers of the GAA will absolutely love to see a county, geographically speaking, isolated from the game of hurling, coming out and gaining a place in the All-Ireland hurling final. Down towards Brian Donnelly. Eugene Coughlin is there. Easily dispossessed. Offaly mesmerised. Roy Mannion. He's played hard and played very fair in that Offaly half-back line. Ger Coughlin. The Leinster champions, carrying the flag of the province, are in trouble as Danny Owens unleashes the ball up towards Michael Dignan. James McNaughton right beside him. We are in to the final minute of this All-Ireland semi-final. And the referee, in fact, has blown the whistle and given a free in to Offaly. Well, there's only one thing Offaly can do, and that's go for a goal. They've taken it very quickly. The referee says, no way, let's go back and let's take it all over again. The crowd whistling. They're looking at their watches. 20 seconds left. It's low, it's hard, and out for a 65. By our stopwatch, we are now 5 seconds away. Just look at her. Her heart is in her mouth, and she's just praying for that final whistle to go. The Glens of Antrim are certainly alive tonight. Paddy Delaney dropping one in and sending it to the left and wide, and that reflects Offaly's performance because they just have been unable to get their forward line and their team coordinating properly. But Antrim showing great heart, great determination, could well be booked for September 3rd against Galway or Tipperary. This is Roy Mannion. The final whistle. Remember today, Antrim qualify for the very first time since 1943 for the All-Ireland hurling final of 1989. And is she happy? Who would blame her? She's a proud lady today, and that is really what the GAA is all about. The crowd stand to the Antrim players. In fact, for the very first time in an All-Ireland semi-final, I see the crowd in Croke Park giving a standing ovation. There's the final scoreline. Antrim 4-15, Offaly 1-15, and a marvellous day for the boys from Ulster. Just look at that. It's like an All-Ireland final to them, really, and Offaly mesmerised. They're hugging and kissing each other. Brian Donnelly, there's Paul McKillen. Oh, look at that. A marvellous day for hurling, and he certainly is a happy man. And all the coaches. There's Andy Gallagher congratulating the Antrim lad. And it's an incredible scene really here in Croke Park. If Galway and Tipperary can produce the same sort of exciting hurling, well then Croke Park today, August 6th, will long be remembered. But the final scoreline again, Antrim 4-15, Offaly 1-15, Antrim in the All-Ireland hurling final of 1989.